Okay, in this 6-part mini-series, I'm going to look at the 5 points of Calvinism, concluding with a final point on the sovereignty of God. So the first point, total depravity. The Bible teaches that when Adam and Eve sinned against God at the beginning of creation, it's recorded in the first book of the Bible, Genesis. When they sinned against him, they broke his one and only command, and by breaking the command, proved that they did not respect God for who he was, that they were unwilling to obey his commands and to live at peace with him. The consequence of that was that they began to die, the world that they lived in began to break down, and a bigger and a wider consequence of that was that all of humanity that would follow, their offsprings, would inherit the consequences of their sins. So all of humanity is born enslaved to sin, blind towards God, and in fact dead, the Bible says, spiritually. All of humanity is unable to do anything that will constitute in a movement towards God. We can all do good things, and there are many good people in the world, but by total inability we mean that humankind as a whole cannot do anything that will contribute towards his or her salvation. We can't move towards God naturally because we are dead spiritually and we are blind towards our need of God. Now, also the term total doesn't mean that each of us is depraved totally, that we're all as evil as we all could be. For example, not all of us have become as evil as Hitler had become. But by total we mean that the effect of Adam and Eve's sin that has been passed on to us, to every creature alive, human that is, the consequence of that sin has affected every area of our lives, from our thoughts to our actions, to our words, to our emotions. Every part of our lives in total has been affected by sin. And therefore, we can do nothing to help ourselves out of this situation. We can do nothing to make our peace with God. We can do nothing to change our condition. That is the first point of Calvinism, or the doctrines of grace. Total depravity.